Disney cancels Snow White's premiere. It's panic time. Let's be honest, guys. We all knew this was going to happen. I mean, the main chick from the show has been out there, like, critically nuking the entire show from the beginning in every interview she's done. But this is the critical drinker. This is 7 minutes. We're going to get right into it.
Watching the absolute calamity that is Snow White unfold over the past year or two, I'm reminded of those dudes up in the lookout tower on board the Titanic. They spotted the iceberg looming ahead of them, telephoned their warning to the bridge, even though they probably could have just shouted. I mean, it doesn't look that far. And now there's nothing they can do except watch as their shiny new boat plows straight into 100 million tons of frozen water. Uh-oh, the insurance company's gonna be feeling the pain tomorrow. The point I'm making here is that anyone with even a surface level understanding of the film industry, plus legacy entertainment journalists who like to pretend it still matters what they think, has known for a long time that this movie was headed for absolute disaster. Whether it was the baffling casting choices, the laughable DEI parade...
Dude, I thought this was so funny. So, here's what happened with this that I thought was kind of, like... So this was a drama. This was a short dwarf midget person problem. I don't know what the correct term is anymore. I'm trying here. I will try. Well, dwarf. I don't know. The fucking Peter Dinklage came out and said that it is highly offensive to only cast little people in the parts of dwarfs or Oompa Loompas or whatever, right? He said it was highly offensive. Every other fucking person with dwarfism came out and was like, shut the fuck up, Peter Dinklage. We appreciate what you've done out there for us. You've opened a lot of doors, but please shut the fuck up so we can get a job. And Disney listened to Peter Dinklage and just fucking CGI'd a bunch of people on top of, like, small bodies. And it looks like shit, right? This all looks fucking stupid to begin with. This is just like a weird, goofy fucking... The movie looks bad. Like, just what the fuck are they wearing? They're wearing, like, ponchos. That looks like some shit that you'd see some dude wearing in Portland. Same with her. They're, like, sweatshirts. This is terrible costume design. Just on the costume design aspect. When I was thinking, oh, we're gonna get Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, I did not picture them looking like the typical fucking Portlandia guy. But... just on the fact that they got cast because Peter Dinklage said that shit and every other dwarf was like, please shut the fuck up, Peter Dinklage.
Pretending to be dwarves, the nightmarish CGI monstrosities that replaced them, the hypothetical...
Oh no, yeah, they did replace them, didn't they? That's so funny. They started with that, and then they're like, fuck, let's reroute, let's pull a Sonic, and nobody cared.
Star whose complete inability to shut her mouth quickly and efficiently turned her into one of the most toxic celebrities in Hollywood, or every piece of official media released about this film getting ratioed so far into oblivion that it practically formed its own quantum singularity, vanished out of space and time, and emerged on the other side of the universe, Event Horizon style. The warnings were all there, and they've been discussed at length by every content creator on YouTube, but now at last, we have come to the crunch, dear viewer. The last few days before the movie releases, when the old PR machine has to grind itself into high gear and take on the seeming...
I'm not gonna lie, this movie looks like ass. All these live action Disney movies have been so bad. They've been so bad. I think The Jungle Book was okay. I'm trying to think of the ones that were good. Sleeping Beauty was shit. Fuck, dude. The Jungle Book, I guess, and Beauty and the Beast wasn't terrible. But I don't understand the need for them. I really don't. It's like, why the fuck are we doing these? They're so, like, why are we pumping them out every year that we have to have a new live action variant? I just don't care. I just don't care. Every time one comes out, I'm like, nobody needs this shit. Nobody was fucking asking for this shit. It's like, you feel like the old ones don't hold up anymore, so you're just fucking pumping shit out to try to grind money instead of making anything new.
The insurmountable task of getting people enthused for Snow Whites. And well, I think it's fair to say they've got some hurdles to overcome. Hurdle the first is the dire box office predictions, with the film expected to make just over 50 million on its opening weekend, which is only slightly higher than the Marvels managed, and that movie eventually struggled up to $200 million.
I forgot that the Marvels came out. To be honest with you, I forgot this movie even existed. It's just like, what I used to, so I'm like a big comic book guy. I've always been like a big Marvel guy. And the fact that I don't even know what the fuck is happening with Marvel anymore is super sad, because I used to even watch, like, I remember watching Eternals. I was like watching everything, and it's just gotten so insufferable that I just don't give a fuck anymore. And it was even where I was overlooking like some of the shit that annoyed me just to keep enjoying the fact that I was seeing some of my favorite characters get their time in the sun. But it's gotten to the point where it's like the writing's so fucking insufferable, I can't do it anymore.
Worldwide.
You play Captain Marvel for?
I don't know. Does anyone want me to do it again?
Yes, Brie, I want that. I want that with all my heart.
I do feel bad for her. Here's the thing. I think Brie Larson has a decent amount of talent in some regard, but she just kind of got, she just had the misfortune of being a part of like the shitty way that they started writing female heroes, where it was just like, they don't have any follies, they don't have any struggle, they're incredibly unrelatable to, and it sucks too, because I think that they could have made her character incredibly relatable, and Brie Larson wouldn't have to take just fucking endless amounts of screaming from people like the Quartering. It's like, dude, the Quartering made sure that everyone hated that Brie Larson existed, and it sucks because I think Brie Larson is fairly talented. She is pretty, I think, and it's just like, I thought that she had a lot of there was a lot of promise to her being Captain Marvel, and I just don't think that her movie was any good. I think that it was kind of victim to the culture war, for one, but on two, it was just like, it showed that all the problems of female writing in the modern era of how to write a female character was like, well, we can't show them having troubles. They can't go through any struggle at all. It's like, come on. The best part about a hero story is watching them get beat down to then re-rise from the ashes. And you just never got that with her character. She just showed up and was way too OP. And I think that even if you look at the Captain Marvel comics, there is times of actual struggle for Captain Marvel, and they could have done it better. They really could have.
For a film with a reported budget of $300 million. Hurdle the second is the widely reported spat between Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler, because they clearly have very different perspectives on the whole Israel-Palestine issue, which means it's hard enough to get them to even share the same room, never mind go through the kind of excruciating, fawning interviews where they clutch each other's hands and pretend to be soulmates or whatever, which seems to be expected at this point. Damn man, all we're missing is some guy who sounds like he uses sulfuric acid as mouthwash to ask them about the gayness level of their movie.
The gayest Marvel project yet.
You know, it's so funny hearing the gayest Marvel project ever, dude. It's like, you gotta remember, she came from like a comedy background, bro. You know that she's probably thinking, yeah, it's pretty fucking gay, dude. It's a pretty fucking gay movie. I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
The kind of big questions that clearly need to be asked about the art of cinema.
Yes, yes.
But the biggest hurdle, and this truly is a biggie, is that the film isn't even getting a traditional premiere anymore. It was reported a couple of days ago that the film's intended UK premiere in central London has been cancelled because of fears about the backlash to the movie and its star.
Oh no! What happened? Oh no! How terrible! That's just awful! How terrible! Oh no!
And to be honest, I can totally understand why they did it. The potential optics of Rachel Zegler and the rest of the cast getting publicly booed by a big crowd at the premiere of their own movie would be the sort of thing that goes viral within a matter of minutes. The problem is, this is kind of like digging one hole to fill another, because cancelling a major premiere means less publicity, and less publicity means less interest in the film. It's also a very public acknowledgement that yes, people really don't like our movie.
I mean, here's the thing: this movie was gonna be a flop from day one. I mean, not even people who like deal with the culture war shit like want this movie. And once she started coming out and just shitting on the character, that's all she's done is shit on the character she's playing. Talk about how toxic and horrible it is from the entire point. Like, if you're a fan of Snow White, which even if you're like, you hate the culture war, you see her interviews and you would be like, why the fuck would I watch a movie that was beloved to me as a child where they're already shitting on the original? There's no point in me watching it. There's nothing for me here. It's like if I see an article like Punisher's getting a new movie, right? But and all I see is John Bernthal going out and talking about how shitty the original Punisher character is. I'm like, well, then I don't need to watch this. I'm like, I don't care. There's gonna be a part of me that on principle isn't gonna want to watch it, even if there's a chance it might be good, because of the fact that all that I'm getting from this movie is that the original fucking sucked and we're better. and you were dumb for liking the original. And I don't like that. That's not a way to that's not a narrative you want to spin or trying to market your movie, and that is all we've heard from this. So it just makes me think that I don't need to watch this. And there's a lot of people who don't want to watch this movie just because of her rhetoric. And I think that's gonna bomb this movie. It's just like this is like a sad Assassin's Creed Shadows, where everything bad that can happen has happened, and it's not gonna pay out well for when it actually releases. Now, I don't know if Assassin's Creed Shadows can somehow turn it around. I doubt it, because it's Ubisoft. I'm not even getting on the culture war aspect of everything. I think that just Ubisoft in general is just fucking cooked. They can't make anything anymore of a fucking value. So why would I care? Why would I pay $70 to be screwed by another Ubisoft game? That's just my thought process on it.
Because we don't know how to win them over, and all we can think to do now is run and hide. That was all bad enough by itself, but then the news broke yesterday that even the film's US premiere is being drastically scaled back, which means no red carpet event, no real media presence, and no chance for the...
Well, what's crazy too is why are they scaling this back when in Hollywood they would just be fine, dude? If they held the premieres in Hollywood and just fucking chilled, they wouldn't have any problems. They don't want people watching this. This is the thing. They want to shove this movie under the rug, but they have too much money invested in it. So they're just trying to get it over with. They're trying to fucking just hide this bitch as best they can to move on to their next big project. Hopefully try to change the direction that they're spiraling direction into shitberg to maybe save something. They're like, let's just fucking not have many premieres, and then maybe we can just get the movie out there and fucking make some money and then write it off as a tax write-off.
Stars to speak to journalists and promote their movie. Red carpet events are actually pretty important media tools to promote your film, and the fact this movie isn't even getting one is a major sign of Disney's lack of confidence in it. Again, I can totally understand the thinking behind it, because let's be real here, putting Rachel Zegler in front of a hot mic is a bit like putting a toddler with ADHD in charge of a nuclear launch button. Every time she opens her mouth, and by God, she loves to open her mouth, you can practically feel the Disney bean counters dying inside because she just shaved a few more $1 million off the film's box office. It's funny actually, because she even tried to spin all of this backlash into some kind of weird positivity, a bit like Henry Cavill did with The Witcher, except without the sincerity, or honesty, or respect, or charisma, or general likability. Quotes: I interpret people's feelings about this film as passion for it, and what an honour to be able to be part of something that people's so passionate about. We're not always going to have the same feelings as everyone around us, and all we can do is give our best. Bullshit! Really? That's an interesting change of heart you've had there, Rachel.
Oh, dude, this is just so her fucking the PR team reached out to her agent and said, you need to fucking do something now, because we are getting because this is a special project, because this isn't just people hating this for the fact of like the anti-woke people. Everyone hates this. This is like universally not loved, this entire project. And she has spearheaded the fact that if you like the original, you suck. And then they're like, angry about it. Because everybody's like, why the fuck are you doing this? This is stupid. And then, well, it's just passion behind the project. Fuck out of here. Rachel's like, they're you stupid bitch.
Considering your previous attitude towards people who think differently from you.
Go vote blue. And if you disagree with this sentiment, just hit the unfollow button. I don't need your business.
Damn. Which she has every right to say that on her own personal social media. But when you are a person that literally makes money from drawing an audience into theaters, I mean, it's not great. It's not a great look. But again, like, is a Hollywood celebrity saying vote blue is nothing fucking new. I mean, that's literally all of them do that. This isn't wild take.
Right.
The thing is, hiding a problem away isn't the same as actually solving it, and the more you retreat from a controversy like the one swirling around Ziegler, the more you're forced to acknowledge that it does in fact exist, she's the one who caused it, and you don't know how to fix it. If you demonstrate a lack of confidence in your film and its star before it even releases, you're sending out the message that you know it's gonna suck and you're simply trying to hunker down and minimize the damage. And wow, this movie's likely to cause quite a bit of damage, not just to the concept of live.
It is funny that Gal Gadot had just got off of like the Wonder Woman thing, just kind of fucking failing, and then she's like, "Oh, dude, I'll do the Disney wants me to do the Snow White thing. I'm excited." And then it just like every interview with her is just like, "Yeah, the old movies suck. Yeah, if you want to see it done right, we do it right. The original story sucks. The original movie sucks. Everything sucks except for me. I'm great, and you should know how great." She's so egotistical behind the role that I just don't care.
Action Disney remakes, but to the company itself. At this point, it probably would have been better to just abort the theatrical release altogether, shart it out onto Disney Plus and take the financial hits. At least that way, Disney could make up some obscure combination of viewing metrics to spin it into some kind of success. This film had the most number of minutes viewed on a Thursday afternoon for any live-action remake of an animated film made in the first half of the 20th century. Instead of being confronted by the raw box office numbers, which, well, aren't looking good. Shit, man, it probably would have been cheaper and easier.
53 million, dude. 53 million is so sad. When a budget of 300 million, that's insanely fucking bad. That is fucking cum goblin levels.
Here to remove Ziegler from the movie altogether and reshoot all her scenes with a new actress.
It's Hollywood, baby.
Oh well, just like those guys in the lookout tower watching that iceberg drift closer, there's not much more for us to do now except sit back, crack open a couple of cold ones and wait for impacts. Something tells me it's going to be an entertaining couple of weeks. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
Yeah, dude, I think that this was just gonna be a clusterfuck from the very beginning. It was gonna be an absolute shitberg. I think everybody knew that once Rachel Zegler started talking, there was like, oh shit, dude, this movie's gonna suck. Not to mention that there's been burnout on live action things for a while now. It's just, nobody cares. Nobody really cares about this shit. It's just like, why would I go out of my way to watch a movie that's a worse version of an animated movie I've already seen? Like, why the fuck would I do that? And it's also gone to the point where it's like, okay, well, you want to see your childhood movie, animated live action? Like, yeah, well, it's not going to be your childhood movie. It's going to be completely different in every way. And you're like, why the fuck would I go watch that? I just wanted to watch my fucking, I wanted to see Disney dump a fucking a shitload of money into an IP that I already cared about, to turn it into a beautiful live action movie. That's all people wanted. I don't think anybody was out here saying anything different. And then it was like, well, we're just gonna like, the main character's gonna look different. We're gonna race swap this and the frog. Like, you literally have one of the best, in my opinion, the best Disney animated princess movie. And if you disagree with that, you can shut the fuck up and get the fuck out of here, because the best animated princess movie is The Princess and the Frog. That movie's fucking dope. Everything about it is awesome. Like, if they made it a live action version, it makes sense. Like, what would piss me off if they made a live action of The Princess and the Frog and casted some white bitch in that role. I'd be fucking furious. And I know there's somebody that's gonna be like, yeah, but like the original story of The Princess and the... Shut up. All it did was take and put a different spin on the story. It was a spin, which they've been doing for years. And not all of even these stories that you're seeing, like the iconic Disney ones that come from like original stories, they're putting a fucking spin on it for a kid's show anyways. You think those bitches were musicals? No, you didn't fucking open up the book and it looked like the fucking Bible with all of its psalms and shit. No, dude, like, come on. They're making their interpretations. If they were to make a live action Pocahontas movie, I don't want the bitch to be white. I don't want Elizabeth Warren to play Pocahontas, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, so that's where my perspective is you already have these characters that are, like, made in certain races. Why the fuck why don't you just remake that shit? Why don't you just live action that shit? Why are we here making it so that you have to fucking destroy original IPs just to win progressive brownie points? Why are we doing this when you already have the characters? You can go through the fucking line of all these characters and be like, Oh, Disney princesses. We want an Arab one. Well, oh, let's do Aladdin. Boom. They already did Aladdin. But like, it's like, I don't know. And they're all shit anyway, so it really doesn't matter. They're all garbage and like half brain cell energy.